Yes! Yes! Oh, man. Oh, man. I am very, very, very excited for today's show. The one thing is, bear with me. I am running a little bit behind. I actually have the coffee brewing because I'm not, you know what? I just slammed an energy drink less than 10 minutes ago. I have water, but I'm still going to drink coffee while I do the show. If you notice below, I want to hear from you guys. Indiana plus 20.5. They are almost a 3-touchdown underdog, even though they're ranked 9th. So is this a good bet? I'm going to leave this up for a little bit. This is an NFL show, but I will always talk college. Dan is here, Mike. I am here, Mike. Actually, Mike, you tell me. You've been hitting me up here on college. Am I missing something here? Am I missing something? Should I be taking? I've watched Indiana a couple times this year, and they are a legitimate top 10 team. They have a veteran defense, upperclassmen. They're in a complex, multi-dimensional scheme. Nobody who I'm saying is really going to play on Sundays. Really good players on the offensive side of the ball. Not guys that are going to play on Sunday. I have not watched Ohio State play at all this year. Not watched Ohio State play at all. That's why I haven't made the bet yet. I also do have action on Thursday night. Already placed the bet. And I'm going to reveal that later in the show. This is the show where I walk the walk, or I talk the I already butchered that, man. I talk the talk and I walk the walk. No opinion on that one. Okay. Tim, he's got the Major League Network on TV. He's got the NBA draft on Sirius and the Dan Show. Let's do this. Yes. Let's do it. Give me 1 second. My coffee's ready. And I'm going to dive right into what I know best. And that's all 14 games that's on the docket. And I'm going to reveal to you who I got for Thursday night. Give me 1 second. Let me get my coffee. All right, I'm back. I'm ready, and I'm jacked up. Mike, if you don't have an opinion on that one, what do you have any opinion on any college football this weekend? I'd love to hear from you. You were the one who turned me on to Coastal Carolina, which is actually playing in a really good game. They're actually playing Appalachian State. It's actually a really good game. I think they're a 6-point favorite, but that's it. That's all I got for college. I am not a college expert, but I do enjoy college. I am an NFL expert. What makes me an NFL expert is that I bet on NFL football and I consistently win. This year I'm down. But I got the next several weeks to get up, and then I have my yearly bets. Right now, Seattle needs to win over 9.5 and win the division, then I look good for the year. That covers me. Then I'm thinking the Saints are going to cover 10.5. Houston and the Patriots are looking hard. However, the Patriots are getting some players back, and with a win against Baltimore, they could cover 9. If nothing else, if I get a push there, I'm in really good shape. Alex brings up a great point. How's it going, Dan? Love how the Giants are looking more legit than any other team in the division. That's a great point. And you know what? I'm going to talk about let's just go ahead and Dan, I'll see. No, they're not going to cover 7.5. I wrote that off, but somebody I respect quite a bit brought up a point. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in football. Who's the second best quarterback in football? And somebody who I respect quite a bit said Deshaun Watson. And I'm copying somebody else. But let me ask you this here. Put Deshaun Watson on Seattle. Are they 6-3? Yeah. Maybe even better. They're not worse. Put Deshaun Watson on Arizona. Are they 6-3 or better? Yeah. Absolutely. That's kind of, I'm going to throw that out to you, Alex. I mean, what do you think? Is Deshaun Watson the second best quarterback in football behind Mahomes? I'm not being hyperbolic here. Did I use that the right way? But as far as the NFC East, this is kind of interesting because I brought this up, and I got a lot of hate, but I'm right. When OBJ was traded to the Giants, I really thought the Giants won that trade. And I said the reason why is Jabril Peppers could really be something really good. And right now, just OBJ for Jabril Peppers by itself is a win for the Giants. Keep in mind, Giants got, I think it was a first and a third. Forget the draft picks, just Peppers. Peppers is playing like, Peppers is actually, if they were a better team, Jabril Peppers would actually be a defensive MVP candidate. But because they're not going to the playoffs, and I'm going to explain why here in just a second. He's not going to get the love, but he's probably going to the Pro Bowl. He's playing lights out. And this is what he was designed to play. He's not safety. He's not a linebacker. He's a hybrid. And what did the Giants do? They bring in Patrick Graham. He's defensive coordinator to put him in as a hybrid. And he's playing lights out. The Giants need a pass rusher. Fix the offensive line, get Barkley healthy, and they're going to be a very, very, very good team in 2021. And let's see here. Alex says if this rebuild goes correctly, Deshaun will win a Super Bowl. But with rumors that the Texans are wanting to keep Crennel as head coach, wow, I have not heard this. And this is a major mistake. I don't like what I'm hearing. Deshaun is the second best quarterback in the league. You know what? I when I first heard this, I wanted to argue. All right, I wanted to argue and say no, it's Watson. I'm sorry, not Deshaun Watson. I won't say it was Russell Wilson, but I watched the red zone. I didn't watch the whole game. Of course, you know I had action on the Seahawks winning end over, and they put 16 points up. And I'm going to rant here just for a second. Somebody different than me, I'm not going to name call, on a Facebook post, somebody posted a great topic. Who is MVP of the year who's not a quarterback? And a lot of different names are listed, but the name that I didn't see listed was Aaron Donald. So I put down, I'm shocked to see nobody put Aaron Donald down. And then some guy who I immediately blocked said, Aaron Donald had no tackles against the Seahawks. Man, let me tell you something. This is why I don't like fantasy football, is because if you think Aaron Donald didn't have anything to do with the Rams holding the highest scoring offense in football to 16 points, you don't know football. You're not worth debating with. I want to tell you something. Matter of fact, I just see some comments here from Funk and James. Guys, welcome. And Funk's perfect example here. Me and Funk see things completely different in terms of this year's draft. He had some good points. I had some good points. But when you come at me with something stupid like Aaron Donald didn't have any tackles against Seattle, I just block you. All right. If you don't understand how important an offensive line is, or you don't understand how important it is to look beyond the box score, I can't have a conversation with you. I will always respect somebody that has a different opinion than me, but I'm not going to respect somebody whose opinion is just idiotic and stupid. I just, bam, just you're blocked. I don't debate. I don't argue. Apparently, dude is a Facebook friend. I just unfriend, block, bam, you're done. By the way, and for those, I've been getting a lot of weird Facebook friend requests. So some of you, all my social media links are down below. If you send me a Facebook friend request, or I haven't seen him yet, but Denver Gator follows me a lot on Twitter. If you send me a request, I don't accept it. It's because I'm getting some weird requests. So just bear with me here. And by the way, this is a good point, Alex. I'm glad we're talking about. I wanted to argue: is Deshaun Watson the second best quarterback in football? I wanted to argue this. But I'm beginning to think he is. Tim says, let's just say someone has $100 just burning a hole in their pocket and they may be a bit of a gambler. Put that 100 on Arizona to win it all. I know, crazy, but like I said, a gambler. Wow. Hey, Tim, listen, I already have a bet placed on Thursday night football. I have a bet placed. I have a better bet placed than Arizona winning it all. So Arizona looks legit. Texans should beat the Browns. That was a bad game. I really should have put more action. I took the under on this game as soon as I saw the weather report, and I should have went ahead and should have put more. I should have put more. I knew like 3 minutes into this game I was going to win that bet because I got 54 and it dropped, I think, all the way to 45. And man, I should have put more down. I didn't have a chance to watch it. I saw the red zone. So, but I mean, let's say I can go into 2021. No free agency, no nothing. Am I taking the Texans or am I taking the Browns? I'm taking the Texans. Me and you disagree on this, Alex. I think they should go after a defensive-minded coach. You like an offensive-minded coach. They probably will go for an offensive-minded coach, but the Texans can fix that defense. If they can fix that defense in 2021, just get the right defensive guy in there. And you're putting in here Cornell. How the hell can you get the guy who was promoted from defensive coordinator with all that talent, who has one of the worst defenses I've ever seen? Here you go. You got what? J.J. Watt, Blaylock, who the rookie I really, really like. And you know what? I wasn't planning on doing this, and I'm going to use ESPN, which I don't like doing. But let me do this real fast here, and then this rant will be over because hold on here. Houston Texans defense. The Houston Texans defense. I'm using ESPN, so bear with me. Listen to the defensive starters by ESPN has listed, and how are they one of the worst defenses in football? J.J. Watt, Brandon Dunn, P.J. Hall, Ross Blacklock is a really good player. I really liked him at TCU. He's not listed as starter. Whitley Merciless, didn't he sign like a $64 million deal? Terrell Adams, he's replacing McKinney, who signed, I think, a $50-60 million deal. So forget that. Zach Cunningham, he signed a big deal this offseason. Nate Orchard, he's replacing somebody. Greenyard's third string coordinator. Bradley Ruby signed a big free agent, not huge free agent contract, but Justin Reed, Eric Murray. Eric Murray played here in Kansas City. Not a bad player. Vernon Hargraves. How is that one of the worst defenses in football? How is that one of the worst defenses in football? So if you're Romeo Crennel and you're taking over as interim head coach, how are you keeping that job past 2020? Doesn't make any damn sense. So anyway, I got my rant over with. Didn't mean to do that, but it was a good one. Fuck, man, I welcome you, man. Every time I got a show and I see you, it makes me smile. It's great to see you, man. I'm glad you're here. James, I had to deal with the phone. Hey, man. Hey, listen, life happens, brother. Life happens. I'm glad you're here now, man. I'm glad you're here now. Actually, it's 7:16. Okay. About 20 minutes ago, I slammed an energy drink and I got coffee here. So, I'm jacked up and I'm ready to talk football. I am very jacked up. Funk agrees with me. Yeah, how somebody say Aaron Donald? How's somebody going to tell me Aaron Donald's no good? 0 tackles. Read damn, you gotta do more than read damn box score. James says Prater was money again for Tricia. Oh, okay, I'm gonna tell you something. I really wish I could have watched this game. So I just saw the red zone. So there's a lot of points. But I saw the scores 24-3. And I'm like, man, wow, this is good, man. My guys in Detroit are happy. Then I saw 24-10, and I'm like, oh no. As soon as I saw 24-10, I'm like, oh no. Please tell me this isn't going to happen. Because as soon as it went 24-10, I'm like, oh no. By the way, I loved Alex Smith here in Kansas City. So, I'm going to pull for him. I liked Washington -5, by the way. I would have collected, or I'm sorry, +5. I would have bet on that if it was available. Yeah, I think it went to 4, 3.5. I think it went from 4 to 3.5, but action was the Lions still favored. But as soon as it went 24-10, I was like, oh no. Oh no, please tell me they're not going to blow a 21-point lead at home. I know there's going to be some pissed off Lions fans, but it didn't happen. Great game. I didn't see the last 20 seconds. I didn't see what Stafford did in those 20 seconds. I need to. I heard there was a bad call. I'm not talking trash on you guys. This is it. I am Alex, you're down in Houston. This is part of the reason I have the show is because I want to hear from people in the local markets that have the inside skinny on things. I would have never guessed this in a million years. He was here in Kansas City, took over as an interim coach, did a good job. So we gave him the head coaching job in 2012. Worst season in the history of the Kansas City Chiefs. 2012, the Kansas City Chiefs started in 1960. The worst season was 2012 when Romeo Crennel was the head coach. Worst season in the history of the Kansas City Chiefs. Worst season. Also had to do, it was not only were they 2-14, it was due to the suicide to one of the players. Let's not talk about that, but yeah. Funk doesn't do anything. So, hey, man, you listen, if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I wouldn't either, but that's okay, man. If you do want to follow me on social media, you want to hit me up, all my links are below. And by the way, you can always email me if you have a question. Email me. And by the way, in case some of you guys are coming in late, should I place this bet? I haven't watched Ohio State play, but I have watched Indiana. Indiana's good. They're a legit top 10 team. So let me know. Should I place this bet? Let me know. But if you guys have any questions, anytime, email me. I do check my email on a daily basis. So, but you can always follow me on social media. It's mostly NFL football. Lately, I've been putting in some of my workout goals because I'm trying to bulk up. I hit my goal. I'm proud of myself. So, is there an early line on Michigan? Yes, there. You know what? That's a great question. Yes, there is. And I got it actually up right here, right now. I actually got it up. Hold on here. I will give that to you because I saw it. And I thought about asking you guys. And I'm lying to you because I saw it and now I'm not seeing it. They may have took it. They took it down. I saw it and it is now gone. No, here it is. Wow. You're not going to believe this. All right, James, you're not going to believe this. Michigan is a 10.5 point favorite. Over under is 55. 10.5 point favorite. And honestly, you know what's funny is that let's say Michigan finishes 5-6, 5-7, whatever the record is. I don't know how many games are going to play. He could get fired from Michigan, which I don't think will happen. He could take over as an NFL head coach. Would you want him to coach your Detroit Lions? Just going to throw that out there. James, you realize the Lions are a drop TD week 1 from being the second? Yes, you are correct. By the way, do you remember me telling you how much I love DeAndre Swift and how I had him as running back number 1 and I had Carlos Edwards-Helaire? I think it was like 4th, but I was really mad at that. And all of a sudden after week 1, I'm like, oh, wow, I look like a fool. You guys are seeing how good that kid is, aren't you? You got, and you know what? I don't even think he's being utilized properly in Detroit, but you're seeing how good he is. I hope we have it. Thanks. I hope you do too. I hope you do too. I'm gonna tell you something. I love. Even if I'm cheering against them, I love Thanksgiving games in Detroit. Love it, love it. Yeah, this is the guy I really like. I think he's going to have a big impact in the future, but this is just a bad year for the Texans. Heard Belichick may want out of New England. Would love to have him in Houston. There's only rumors though. For a long time, I actually thought he might come to Kansas City when Scott Pioli was here because the Hunt family would be able to pay him just as much or more. He would be able to reunite with Pioli, who brought over a bunch of New England players. I actually thought that was a possibility, but is he want to leave New England? I don't know. I really don't know, but let's say he did. Houston would be a perfect place. Houston would be a perfect place because he could come in and bring in everybody. And when I say everybody, I'm talking like the director of scouting, the president of the team does like stadium functions, things like that, a lot of things that we're not going to talk about. He would be able to bring in all those people. And that's something that might be really appealing to him. He might also have the opportunity to work for an owner who says, you can do whatever you want. Keep in mind, his son is on the defensive staff. He may be looking for a deal where I come in for a couple of years, then you guarantee my son a 5-year, $40 million deal to take over when I sit out. If you remember, I know it's basketball. Remember Bobby Knight? He went down to Texas Tech, and then when he retired, his son took over for a couple of years. Maybe a situation like that. And I've heard good things about Steven Belichick. I heard it's not just a name thing. I heard that he's actually a good coach, and that other players that have left New England, there's a lot of players that do, have said high things about him. So it sounds like something that's unbelievable, Alex. No, it's possible. Definitely possible. Jimmy, yes. Listen, I'm sorry I got on a rant. Philly's going to win the East. We talked about how good the Giants look, and I talked briefly about this, and I know I'm bouncing all over the place here. Philly is going to win the NFC East. If you go back and you look at the history, matter of fact, let's do it. And I apologize. I should have had this ready to go immediately, and I did not. But if you look at the history of the Philadelphia Eagles, all right, you go to ever since Doug Peterson's taken over as head coach, you go to 2016. How do you end the season? 2 straight wins to go 7-9. They were 5-9, won the last 2 games of the season against divisional opponents, New York and Dallas. Okay. Go to 2017, wins a Super Bowl. Remember, Wentz goes down, Foles comes back, wins Super Bowl. Beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl backup quarterback, clutch at the end of the season. 2018 finishes the season 5-1 to win the division and make the playoffs. Upset the Bears. And then let's look at last year. What did he do last year? 4 straight wins. The Eagles have been consistently able to end the season on a good note. The Eagles are going to win the division, Jimmy. You are in luck. Alex says this team's already given up. I can just see it in the way they play. Cornell is a great guy, but I don't think he's enough to change it. I'm Alex. I am shocked. I'm in Kansas City. I have not heard this at all. I am in shock that Romeo Cornell is even a legitimate candidate to take over past this season. I'll go a step further. I don't think he's going to remain with the team, period, past 2020. I think that they're going to come in, new general manager, new front office, brand new coaching staff across the board. I personally think that they should go with the defensive-minded coach. And I've said this many times, and I know you disagree, but Todd Bowles would be perfect because Todd Bowles could come in and immediately turn that defense around because he would run a very similar scheme. He would use the same personnel. There wouldn't be this massive overload of personnel. Because if you bring in, look at Dallas. They brought in a different style of defense, and look how bad they are. Here's one of the most. Dallas is a talented team. They're not going to win anything. You know that. So that's why I think that you bring in Todd Bowles. You don't change the personnel in that 3-4 defense at all. You bring in an offensive guy who can work with Deshaun Watson, and then you say, I'm going to leave the offense alone. I'm going to take this defense, which is garbage. You have a garbage defense with all this talent. He turns that defense around, and then with Deshaun Watson, you go to the playoffs. You add Todd Bowles to the Houston Texans, you go to the playoffs in 2021. It's been almost 2 weeks, but I believe Notre Dame beat Clemson. There's several people that said that, man. Texans going to do a Thanksgiving repeat and beat the Lions on Thanksgiving. Already Thanksgiving trash talk. I love it. We're not even done with week 11. We got Thanksgiving trash talk. I love it. Man. Swift was running hard and violent. Yes. Yeah, I told you guys this was my number one running back. I like this pick a lot more than I like the Okudah pick, but I do like Okudah going forward. But man, Swift's special. I'm not sure I still don't think they're using him right, but he's special. I'm gonna drink coffee because I need it. Mike, this is a great question, and keep in mind, Mike, I'm not associated with the Saints. I'm not a doctor. The answer is no. He's going to sit out for a couple weeks. Fractured ribs. I heard a punctured lung even. I'm hearing some things, but I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen. This is, again, not a medical opinion, not an official opinion. I think he's going to be out about 4 to 6 weeks. Okay. I think what's going to happen is that you're going to see him play week 17. Maybe sooner, depending on how he feels. But I'm thinking week 17 to make sure he's feeling good, make sure he's feeling right, and then he's going to play throughout the playoffs. If you remember, Bridgewater played for 5 weeks last year. He went 5-0. Winston's different because Bridgewater was in that offense for a couple of years. He has a very similar skill set than Drew Brees. Jameis Winston and Drew Brees are about as polar opposite as you can get. So, if you had Jameis Winston at the beginning of the offseason and you could build an offensive scheme around him, then you're in good shape. Taking Winston to replace Drew Brees, that's difficult, but it's not impossible. I actually still like the Saints. I think that they're going to be a good team. Remember, the best player on the Saints last year was Michael Thomas. He's coming back. Michael Thomas is really good, folks. And that team was 7-2 without Michael Thomas. So you bring Michael Thomas in, but then you take away Drew Brees. But who's the best player on the Saints? It's Alvin Kamara. He's still there. So I don't think it's really that big of a loss. Now, I've heard some people say it's just a wash. You Brees isn't playing good. You put in Winston. Winston's infinitely more talented. Sure. It will hurt the Saints, but it's not going to kill them. But to answer your question, Mike, no, he's not done for the season. But I think he's going to sit out up until week 17. Depending on the injuries, again, I'm not a doctor, but that's my opinion. And here's the thing. If you can get Drew Brees back for the playoffs, let's just say 90%, the NFC is going to be in trouble because I think a healthy Brees, even at 90%, with Michael Thomas and a health and Kamara and a healthy Saints team, relatively healthy Saints team, that's the team to beat. That's just my opinion. If they use Swift the rest of the way like they did this week, he could push. He could. It's going to be a quarterback who's going to win that. It's going to be either Burrow or Herbert. I think Herbert's way above Justin Herbert, but usually quarterbacks win this. And Herbert, I think, has done enough to win Rookie of the Year. I've been very impressed, even though they haven't won that much. Herbert's looked really good. He would be my candidate for rookie of the year. I've been telling people this though. Justin Jefferson, that guy can play. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about Justin Jefferson, but McNair is so hands off. He allowed Bob trade away. Yeah, yeah, you're right, and that's part of the reason why he's had a history of being hands off, and he's worth a lot of money. It's not as inconceivable. You okay? I'm gonna tell you something. You saying Bill Belichick may want to leave New England and come to Houston. If you tell that to like 99% of the people in the world, they're going to probably tell you you're crazy. I'm that one who's going to tell you that no, that's not crazy at all. It's actually a lot more plausible than you think, because he's got money and he's completely hands off, and that Bill Belichick could come in there, make more money, have complete control of the organization, not just the team. I mean, he could do everything there. And sometimes after 20, 25 years, you just get antsy and want to move on, try something new, try something different. I mean, Bill Belichick is in the twilight years. Bill Belichick's not going to be coaching for another 10, 15 years. I mean, his time's coming to an end. So having him go to somewhere south, somewhere warm, somewhere different is not as inconceivable as people may say. So Breeze has multiple fractured ribs on both sides. It's going to hurt Saints. I think he is going to come back. I think it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks, but again, not a doctor. But Breeze is a competitor. Breeze is tough, and I think he's going to sit out, but I think he's coming back. I think he'll sit out till the last game of the regular season. The Saints will play Kansas City. I want to say week 15. Circle that one. Jimmy says still like the Eagles chance. Yeah. I'm telling you right now, Jimmy. As a matter of fact, I'm going to touch. That's the first game I got is the Eagles. So that's first game has got the Eagles. So we're going to talk about that right away. I'm just getting through the comments here, but yeah, that's a safe bet. I was actually talking to a coworker at my normal 9-to-5 job. I was like, man, I got this guy, lives in Chicago. He's a Detroit fan. Or is it, you know what? I think I got that right. Or are you you live in Detroit and you're a Chicago fan? You live in Chicago, you're a Lions fan. Kind of weird. I am jacked up. But yeah, I was telling a buddy of mine, and I said, yeah, I'm hoping he joins the show because I want to tell him the Eagles are going to win that division. Alex has a good point. No matter who comes out of division, whether it be Eagles or I don't think so. I don't think so, because the Eagles are getting a lot of players coming back healthy. And they're also, if you remember 2 years ago, they beat Chicago, who was 12-4 in the playoffs. Don't be surprised. What you're probably going to see is more than likely you're going to see whoever finishes second in the NFC West, whether it's the Cardinals or the Rams. And I wouldn't be surprised the Eagles actually win a game. Are they going to go past that? No, but you got to realize the Eagles have been just decimated by injuries. They get healthy. They're a team that you don't want to play in the first round. You really don't want to play the Eagles in the first round of the playoffs. You really don't, because it's going to be in Philly. It's going to be crap, especially Arizona. A team like Arizona would have a lot of problems in Philly for the playoffs. I mean, it could be 10 miles an hour, wind, rain, snow. It's not. I'm telling you, be careful. Alex, going to put down my very early Super Bowl prediction. Steelers are going to have a perfect season and will beat the Cardinals and take home the. I'm telling you right now, that is not going to happen. I actually think Steelers are going to lose soon. They are going to lose to the Ravens, and they play the Ravens, I think, really soon here. Let me man, I normally don't have to go back and forth. But let me take a look at Pittsburgh's schedule, because I am almost positive they play the Ravens really, really soon. And okay, I know they're here. Okay. Yeah, they played it's a late game on Thanksgiving. Yeah, they're going to lose Thanksgiving. Spoiler alert. Yeah, you heard it here. Going to lose the Ravens on Thanksgiving. Yeah, so. But I love the prediction, Alex. Hey, listen, by the way, if I'm wrong, if I am wrong, I admit it. I admit my mistakes. Tua could win Rookie of the Year. You know, Mike, my first reaction is to argue with you, but how? When if they don't lose another game? When if they don't lose another game? They win the East, they get into the playoffs. How am I going to argue that? I can't. I really can't. I'm going to stand by this, and this is going to sound really crazy. I still think they should let Fitzpatrick play for the rest of the year and give Tua a chance to sit on the bench and learn for an entire year, not just 6 weeks, because they're not trying to win 2020. They're trying to win the whole decade. And I think in the long run, this really hurts Tua's development, even if he does win Rookie of the Year, even if he does look great. I still think that he should I still feel like he should have sat the whole year and learned the whole year. You know who else sat the whole year? Patrick Mahomes. So it worked for Mahomes, but Tua's better than Mahomes. But Mike, you're 100% correct. I want to argue this. I want to say no. Yeah, you're right. You're right. There was a list on Instagram, top 10 rookies, and I would made several changes, but I always like top 10 lists. And I commented, you're missing Carlos Edwards-Helaire, who does deserve to be on the top 10 list, by the way. He wasn't on there, but Tua wasn't even mentioned. But yeah, you're right, 100% right. Tired. I'll tell you this. It's not as far-fetched as you may think. I don't see it. I don't see that happening, but it'll be very interesting to see what he has coming forward. So on Thanksgiving they are. I'm going to tell you something. This is okay. This is going to sound like, because I got some loyal Lions fans from Luke G's show, so I feel like I'm sitting here and I'm catering to you guys, but no, that's not true at all. I'm 46. Every Thanksgiving that I can remember, it's watching the Lions play on Thanksgiving. Whether I'm cheering for them or cheering against them, and then be honest, most of the time I've cheered against them. It's a tradition. I might have to work on Thanksgiving. That's another story completely. But I'm going to DVR the game. It's going to be a good game. It's always a good game, even if both teams have losing records. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to watch it already. They play the Ravens they do. And I think the Ravens win that game. Alex disagrees. I saw this too, Mike. Sorry, I'm drink water now. Okay. He did say that, and it was slightly out of context. Because people are always looking for sound bites and looking for points to make and looking for like hot takes, because that's kind of society we live in nowadays, is that somebody says something, they butcher it, they chop it up, and they throw it on social media and like, oh, look, he said. I saw the same thing. And it is a little easier. And part of that has to do with the organization. I think Dolphins have done a good job. I still think they should have sat him for the whole year, but I think Fitzpatrick was a big help. I'm a firm believer that having a veteran quarterback who's helpful means a lot. Take a look at Drew Lock. Joe Flacco was there, and when Drew Lock was drafted, I said, Joe Flacco, he goes, it's not my job to mess with them. Are they buddies? Are they? I don't even remember somebody watching the Denver Broncos that told me how many times were Drew Lock and Joe Flacco sitting around joking with each other. I'm going to say zero, even though I don't know off the top of my head. I think that helps a lot more to a development, because as I remember watching the Dolphins early on, I was watching Tua. He was always sitting right next to Fitzpatrick. He was asking him questions. He was always talking to him. That was something that Patrick Mahomes did. And that was something that I really liked about Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes gone out of his way to say, I'm the player I am today, thanks to Alex Smith. So, but went off on a rant there. But bottom line, the transit part of that also is that Alabama did a good job of preparing him. So, but he's doing a great job. He's got an interesting game against Denver. The line's off. Actually, I'm jumping ahead here, Mike, but I actually was going to put action on Dolphins in 3. I was going to take Dolphins in 3 points, but then as soon as I hit the button, the line went off. So if I can get Miami in 3 points in Denver, I'm going to take it. So, like I said, sorry about the rant, but you're right. He said that a part of it is the media and the type of world that we live in kind of butchering the statement a little bit, but yeah, he's doing a good job. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from him. He's doing a great job. I still think he should have sat the whole year. Patrick Mahomes did. That's all I'm saying. Denver Gator in the house, man. I was talking about you earlier. You're one of my Twitter followers, and I know that you're a little upset about some of your picks, but the one thing I'm going to tell you, and I didn't have a chance to talk about this, the Florida quarterback, I know his last name's Trask, won the Heisman Trophy last Saturday, and you're going to say, Dan, Heisman Trophy? No, he won it Saturday. ESPN's like, well, he's now a candidate. He's not a candidate. He won damn trophy. When you put up video game type numbers in the SEC, you win the Heisman Trophy. He won it. 6 straight games of 4 passing touchdowns. Yeah, you win the Heisman Trophy. So congratulations. You have a Heisman Trophy winner. Again, there's been 3 other Florida quarterbacks that have won the Heisman Trophy. So this will be number 4. And I'm not going to talk. I'm going to dive into him quite a bit. So I hope that after the season's over and we start talking draft coverage, I hope that you stick around, Denver Gator. I hope that you like NFL draft coverage, because if you do, this is the place you want to be. I'm going to be doing a lot of draft stuff, and I'm going to talk a lot about Trask because I like a lot of things about him. Also, as an NFL prospect, there's a lot of things I hate about him, especially that release. It's got to be worked out. Whoever he hires as an agent, more than likely he's going to hire an agent who's going to hire a team to work with him. That delivery shit. All right, it works in college. It needs to be. There's all sorts of problems with it in the pros. I'm kind of going on draft rant here, but yeah, congratulations. He won the Heisman Trophy last Saturday against Arkansas. Gators here. The team's always scared me the most on Thanksgiving is the Bears. I hate the Bears. They broke my heart. There has been some really, really good games between the Bears and the Lions on Thanksgiving, man. And Thanksgiving's a great holiday. You know what? I'm going to go on another rant. I remember I had to work on Thanksgiving, and I had all the games on DVR, and it was Green Bay and Detroit, and I think it was the one Detroit won. It was I'm drawing a blank on the year, but anyway, so I told my buddy who I'm working with, because I got off at 2, the game starts at, I think it was 11 or 12 Central. Anyway, so I told my buddy who I'm working with, and I said, listen, man, do me a favor. I got the game on DVR. Please don't tell me anything about it. Don't give me any details, because I just want to watch it. And he kept on messing with me, and he ruined the game for me. And he's like, well, it's kind of fun. He's like, pick on your little brother. And I said, listen, I'm not your fucking brother. I'm your coworker. I asked you nicely not to ruin the game for Thanksgiving for me. I'm not your buddy. I'm not your friend. And he was kind of hurt by the statement. But, we're cool. He thought it was kind of as one of my biggest pet peeves in life is that when I'm taping or I had an old girlfriend did this. I was like, hey, I haven't seen that movie yet. She told me the ending, drove me nuts. I didn't even watch the movie. But I mean, certain movies, what's going to happen. Like you watch a James Bond movie, James Bond's gonna kill the bad guy, get the girl. I'm watching a Marvel superhero movie. I know that that Thanos blowing up. Forget. I know the good guys are going to win the end. Okay, I mean, let's just say that. But yeah. One of my biggest pet peeves, if I'm taping something and you tell me about it or you ruin the ending for me, that drives me nuts. I hate that. It's one of the reasons why if you call or text during a game, I have my phone off because I have all these alerts that go off. So yeah. I think it was Devin Hester early in his career. Oh God, yes. I remember that one. Wasn't opening kickoff? Wasn't it? I could be wrong about that, but I think I remember the game. It was opening kickoff, and Hester took it to the house. All right, ready for Thanksgiving, and Hester 8 seconds later. I'm pretty sure it was the game. 45 minutes in the show. Haven't even had a chance yet. I'm pretty obsessed during draft season. Good. Denver Gator, you're in the right place. Isaac Chavez, Chargers fan back again. Yes. I am so glad to have a Chargers fan here. Welcome. Hey, I talk all 32 teams. I can talk any NFL team. Any NFL team. So I am glad to have some Chargers fans here. We were talking about it earlier. Justin Herbert is my rookie of the year. He is my rookie of the year. You could be Tua. Bengals fans think Burrow can walk on water. I think you're seeing more and more of his weaknesses, plus the offensive line's garbage in Cincinnati. But yeah, Herbert is my rookie of the year. Isaac, welcome, man. Alex, can't wait till Christmas. I want to see Cowboys fans cry. Oh, man. Great holiday. I'm telling you right now, I really think Philly is now getting healthy. And the reason why they lost, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just make this the time here. Let's just do it now. Excuse me. Philly, I think, is getting ready to go on a run. They lost to the Giants, and the Giants' defense is for real. Okay, Giants defense is for real. They're starting to look better. I think Jason Garrett, who was planning on building the whole team around Barkley, is now like, okay, well, let's see what else I can do. And they can produce enough points to beat some garbage teams. They look better, don't get me wrong. But the Eagles are healthy, but they didn't practice together all week. They just showed up for a divisional game and lost the divisional game. I think starting now, I think it's going to be now. It may be in a week or two. I think starting now is when you're going to see Philly hit its run. I think it's going to be this week. So don't get to look at the talent anymore. I took it to the house that you are Denver Gator. You're 100% correct. The opening kickoff. I don't know the name of the I don't know the number of Super Bowls. The Colts. It was Peyton Manning's first Super Bowl win, 29-17. They took it to the house. They beat Rex Grossman. Rex Grossman, by the way, really good quarterback at the University of Florida. Garbage NFL quarterback. Scott, welcome, man. It's great to see you. Scott, on a personal note, Scott did me a big favor today. I don't know if you got my text or not, man. Scott, thank you. I owe you big. So thank you. Glad you're here, man. Isaac says, try to be unbiased. Who looks better right now, Steelers or okay? Great. You know what? Great question. Great question. Try to be unbiased. The Steelers match up pretty good against the Chiefs because here's how you beat the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, here's how you beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Here I am. I'm pointing. I'm gesturing, and the way it looks on my screen is I can see myself talking to the camera. You're just looking at some numbers there. The way that you beat the Kansas City Chiefs is you have to put pressure on Mahomes with a base 3 or 4. You can't blitz him. You can't use 5. You have to use 4. You have to double cover Kelsey, and then you have to cover Tyreek Hill deep. And that's how you beat the Kansas City Chiefs. That is the only way you can beat the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chargers, before Bosa was injured, had the ability to do that because what they would do is use Bosa on one side, Melvin Ingram on the other side, and then they actually took both the players off the field and put the backups in when the first couple plays against Kansas City Chiefs. That's how they were able to keep it close between Kansas City Chiefs. The Steelers can do the same thing. All right, the Steelers can do the same thing. They can go ahead and put pressure on Mahomes with 3 or 4. Okay, so the Steelers have a good way to match up against Kansas City Chiefs, but who's better? It's easily the Kansas City Chiefs. Easily the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, Ben Roethlisberger's playing at a high level. I get that. There's no debating that. Is he close to Mahomes? Is he close to Mahomes? The answer is no. The answer is no. And even though the Steelers have the ability and the scheme and the personnel to cause some problems, they can't win in a shootout against Kansas City. And Kansas City's defensive line's really good. The problem is that they have some issues in the secondary, but the Chiefs' defensive line would cause a lot of problems for the Steelers. I think if these two were to play, even in Pittsburgh, for the playoffs, which won't happen, the Chiefs will get the 1 seed. But even in Pittsburgh, Kansas City would win that game. So to answer your question, a very long, very long answer. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. It is the Kansas City Chiefs. But here's the key with the playoffs. It's all about health. The way that if both teams stay as they are health wise, now Kansas City I'll talk a little more about this here in just a bit. But if everything is equal, the Kansas City Chiefs are, I think, significantly better than the Steelers. I also believe completely that Steelers are going to lose on Thanksgiving, and I think I actually think they're going to lose a couple games. So Scott says he had to spend. Oh man, that had to be hard. I almost put action on New England. Instead, I took Cam Newton 39.5 rushing yards, and I took the over like a dummy. Grossman's college. We'll have to do this some other time, but Rex Grossman's whole college career is really, really interesting because somebody told Spurrier about him. Spurrier had no interest because he's from Indiana. He goes, I don't mess with Indiana. And then somebody says like, you gotta just watch kids tape. And Spurrier's like, yeah, give him a scholarship. Never even talked to the kid. So, but man, Rexman was really good at Florida. Sadly, he had a bad pro career, but really good. Pats fans may be annoying, but they earned their team being so dominant for 20 years. Cowboys fans, on the other, I love the Cowboys hate, Alex. Somebody posted on one of my Facebook that Chiefs fans were annoying, and it was I forgot the name. It was like Boston Cream Patriot or something like that. And I was like, no Patriots fan can ever call another fan base annoying ever. But yeah, Cowboys are worse. I may not be a Texans fan, but I'm definitely a fan of Alex in the chat. Dude, Alex, both you guys joined this year. You guys have been just gold. So I really love your comment. And Denver Gator, man, I've been loving your following me on Twitter. So thank you very much. Thanks to both of you guys. You guys made this show really, really good. And let's see here. Isaac says, I think you're right, Kendall. Yeah, unfortunately you do. It'll be interesting to see what the Chargers do in the offseason because I think Anthony Lynn's definitely on the hot seat, and I think there's a good chance he gets replaced. But we have some games. We have some games to go. My takes are equal. What I see. Pete agrees with me. Yeah. That keep in mind the health of these teams, and that's something I'm going to talk about here in a bit, but the health is very, very key. And we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. And Mike, hey man, yeah, Mike, we will never see another football because no football. Okay, in modern era, Super Bowl era. Let's just say Super Bowl era. We will never see a 20-year run like this ever again. Never. There'll never be a 20-year run like this ever. So yeah. And I'm going to say this: the Patriots dynasty is over, but they're still a good team. They're still a good team. I think they're going to get really hot. But let me get going here. Let's see here, Isaac. I hope we can see. Oh, you know what? I've been saying, Isaac, since you wrote, I've been saying this a lot. I think him and John Dorsey are going to reunite um, in Detroit. John Dorsey was former Chiefs general manager. He went to Cleveland, but I think that him and Eric Bieniemy are going to end up in Detroit. I've been saying this for a very, very long time, but Eric Bieniemy could easily go to LA, and I think that would be a good spot for Bieniemy. And I think the Chargers would really welcome that. I think they really would welcome that. The only issue I would have is that there's a lot of similarities between Anthony Lynn and Eric Bieniemy, and right after I said that sentence, I realized it may have sounded like a racist sentence. No, I was not talking about the color of skin. Both of them were NFL running backs. Both of them are old school offensive minded coaches. Both of them are guys that want to run the football. And so there's not really a lot of difference in coaching style between the two. But the thing is, though, I think Eric Bieniemy has a way higher pedigree than Anthony Lynn when he got the job. So I do think it would be a massive upgrade. That would not be a name that Eric Bieniemy is going to be an NFL head coach in 2021. Let's be very clear about that. I'm not sure Anthony Lynn survives with the Chargers, so it'll be an interesting story. Scott, my buddy, says he was at the American Royal UPHA National Championship. This isn't the guy that was at. Is this the same guy that you go to the Chiefs games with? It can't be that guy. The guy that I met during your fantasy football draft. That has to be somebody different. But yeah, that's annoying. So all right. So finally, 1 hour into the show, I finally get to talk. Okay. By the way, I'm going to go over all these games Friday, as well as talk about the Thursday night game, which I hopefully will correctly predict. I got the action down. You get to see the bet. I'm revealing that. But this week, right now, Philly at Cleveland. Okay, Philly is getting healthy. And you know what? Just if this is, by the way, I'm gesturing. It's driving me. If this bothers you guys too much and you don't want to look at me, that's fine. Let me know and I'll put you. But I'm going to do a split screen here. Philly's getting healthy. Okay. Philly is getting healthy. They didn't have a chance to practice together, but they're practicing together. The over-under is going up on this game. I'm not 100% sure why. Cleveland is currently a 3-point dog. Philly right now is +3 at +105. Now, for those of you that are inexperienced, don't do a lot of sports betting, normally the normal spread on the game is -110 for both. The reason why it goes up to +105 is because one side's being bet more than the other. So does this mean that this could change to 3.5? It could. I'm eyeballing that. I'm eyeballing it because if it goes to 3.5, I am going to bet on Philly. I actually like Philly to win this game outright. I think that they're going to go on a run. I just don't know if it's this week or next week because this is the healthiest the Eagles have been almost all year. This is the healthiest they've been almost all year. So are they going to go on a stretch either now or later on? Are they going to start winning some games? I think it's coming soon, and I think it's going to start this week. But I like Philly to win this game outright, but I'm waiting to see if I can get 3.5. Man, I have not seen Golden Rooster in a while, man. I was really hoping he would join the show. I haven't seen him in a couple weeks. But he's a Falcons fan. Been with me for a long time. So I hopefully he's okay, but I understand life happens. Atlanta at the Saints. The line's actually still on this game. I'm kind of surprised, but over-unders dipping a little bit. 50.5 between these two offenses is a little low, but keep in mind Drew Brees isn't playing. I didn't think about it, but to tell you the truth, I might take the over on this game. But the Saints are a 5-point favorite. This is one of my favorite rivalries in sports. The Saints and the Falcons. Both these guys, believe it or not, old school NFC West opponents. Yeah, go figure. Atlanta as an NFC West opponent, but This is one of my all-time favorite rivalries. This is a great game. Here's the thing. When these two teams play, nobody knows what's going to happen. Last year, the Saints were on a great streak, and then they played Atlanta and lost like 26-7 or something crazy. This could be 10-7. This could be 45-42. This could be a blowout. Nobody knows what's going to happen between these two teams. Nobody knows any idea, but this is a fun game. If I was going to bet on this game, I didn't think about it, but I'd probably take the over. Even though Falcons defense has played really good. One of my favorite rivalries in all sports. I just don't think Anthony Lynn is a good coach. Isaac says he does not believe Anthony Lynn's a good coach. We don't need a running back coach. Wow, we have a young star. We need the opposite. So maybe, yeah. That's kind of like my thought process as well, is that I think Anthony Lynn is a great offensive mind. I would love to have him as my offensive coordinator. As a matter of fact, I would not mind. I don't know if Anthony Lynn and Andy Reid have a relationship, but I would not mind if he came to be the offensive coordinator of the Chiefs. Never feel bad for an NFL head coach who gets fired. Never, ever, ever feel bad for an NFL head coach who gets fired. These guys are making 7 figures. They will get a job that will pay them 7 figures, and they are going to be in great shape. Feel bad for the guys that you don't know about. Guys are like the assistant running back coach who has to move his family with almost no money. Those are the guys you feel bad for. Those guys you never hear about, but that's a different topic, different day. But Eric Bieniemy, I think, would be a good fit. I think he would be a good fit for the Chargers, and that's something I don't want to deal with right now. But yeah, that would be a good fit, and it's something you may have to think about. It would be interesting to see if Anthony Lynn's on the hot seat. I think it'll determine a lot the next couple of games. I think the Chargers front office didn't really do a good job in helping out. Now, keep in mind the plan was to have Tyrod Taylor play the whole year. So this is kind of just a surprise, and so him getting fired is a little bit unfair, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you got a kid who looks better than Tyrod Taylor, and he does, and he's been playing better, and you're losing big leads, but at the same time, they really needed another running back. I didn't like the moves they did in the offseason, but the Chargers are talented. So I'm kind of on a rant. Scott says, oh, no. I think you're responding to seeing me again, Scott. Scott didn't know I was 46. I was kind of surprised about that. Is it because I'm better looking than you, Scott? Oh, boom! I am actually better looking. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Well, actually, it's debatable. I mean, Scott, if it means anything, more men find you more sexually attractive than me. So, yes, that's a compliment. Alex says with Breeze out, I still see the Saints taking it, but I take the under. Not a lot of offensive production. You got a good point, but the Atlanta defense, even though they have played better, they're still not good. Saints defense, keep in mind that Falcons offense is still loaded. I'd probably have to disagree with you. I might take the over, but I'm not touching this game. This game more than any other game, nobody has any idea what's going to happen, but it's going to be fun. This is one of my all-time favorite games, Saints and Falcons, even though I'm not a fan really of either team. I just love this game. Very underrated rivalry. If somebody had said, give me an underrated rivalry, this is the one. Denver Gator, Winston, YOLO balls. Oh, man. Winston going to get 50-50 again in less games said. If you are a fantasy football fan, you want Winston. Dude, Scott, if you're there, don't you have Winston? So if you get a chance, sign Winston, because he's going to put, if you're a fantasy football fan, you really want Winston. Winston's going to put up some big numbers. I believe the Broncos fired an assistant coach after they threw fist. Wow. I didn't know about this. I did not know about this. Wow. No, I didn't know about this, but there's a lot of The issue is that Drew Lock had a bad game. He looked rough. I mean, he was really beat up. And here's the thing: the Raiders' defensive line is young, talented, but they haven't been very productive. The fact they were able to be productive against a up and coming and improving Broncos offensive line is disturbing. But there seems to be some realness. I've been saying this for a while. I think Fangio is going to be fired. I really think Fangio is going to be fired after the year. But I didn't hear this. I'm not surprised, though. Mike, you nailed it. Winston, and here's the deal. Winston could get a lot of money. He could get a lot of money. What did off the top of my head, what did Tannehill get? Did anybody know? Was it 3 years, $60 million? I mean, I could look it up just off the top of my head. 3 years, $60 million. So whatever Tannehill got, Winston can beat that. Bridgewater got 3 years, 63. Winston can beat that. You gotta understand something. Winston's talent level is astronomical. Let me ask you this. Let's say you're a team and you need a quarterback. Let's Jacksonville. Do you want to roll the dice on a rookie, or do you want to take Winston, who has a lot of talent and who can be productive? I don't know. I mean, you couldn't be more right, Mike. Spitting gold, Mike. The only reason I think he should get fired is it's just not acceptable. No, you're right. It's not only that they lost with big leads. They lost big leads, and the defense is good. The defense is really good. So yeah. James, in the description, my Twitter link should be there. Hey James, when I finish the show, I'll double check. But if you look at the description box below on the YouTube video, there should be a direct link to my Twitter, and you'll see a lot of Denver Gator too. Me and Denver Gator have been going back and forth on Twitter. It's really cool. So yeah, man, hit me up on Twitter. If you go to the link below and it's not working, I'll double check that. There's a possibility. I know I changed my name years ago, but I think the link's still good. So, all right, declared. I will know. Hey, listen, man. We all lose games. But again, congratulations on Saturday. Your Trask won the Heisman. So yes. Next game, I got New England and Houston. Over under is 48.5. Houston was a 2-point dog. Now they're on 1.5. Or I'm sorry, a 2-point. Yeah, 2-point dog. Now they're 1.5. New England. I love New England in this game. I'm actually not sure. I know it's in Houston, but why? How is somebody looking at Houston who looks like they're falling apart at the seams, thinking that they're going to beat New England because New England's coming to Houston? I don't get there. I'm really close to putting money on New England. I'm really close to doing it. Alex, you're a Houston Texans fan. Do you really think that you're going to beat New England? I don't see it at all, man. I'm really close to putting action down on New England here. Pittsburgh at Jacksonville. The over-under was 47.5. It's been dropping, so people are seeing a low-scoring game. Jacksonville's actually looked decent at times. They have some quarterback issues. Like I just said, what about putting Winston? You go ahead and take a surefire product. He's talented. He's from Florida. He would sell tickets. I mean, he would sell tickets in Jacksonville. Something to think about. I like Jacksonville to cover 10 in this game. I really like Jacksonville to cover 10 in this game. No, I don't see this as the game where Pittsburgh loses, but I like Jacksonville to cover. Not betting this game. Do I think New England will make the playoffs? No, I don't, because I think only one team. Actually, okay. the way things look right now, I think Miami wins that division. I think the Bills are going to be about 9-10 wins, try to get in there. I think the Texans will turn it around and will be competitive with the Colts. All right. So I just gave you 4 teams right there. 2 of those will make the playoffs. Okay. The Chiefs will win the division, of course. And I think I'm now banking on the Steelers, but I think the Ravens will make the playoffs, and I think the Steelers will make the playoffs. So I just gave you 8 teams that could make the playoffs. I not this year, but I expect New England to make it dangerous. I got them over 9 wins. I think they'll come close. I think they're going to get really hot. I think they're going to scare some people and go on a nice winning streak here. But I think they'll come up short of the playoffs. No, James. No. I don't follow basketball. I didn't even know the draft was tonight. So no, that's fine. I did not. I've been ranting big, but no, I'm gonna touch the Lions game last because they took the line off. They took the line off the Lions game, so I haven't had a chance. Just on my first run of games here. Oh, Alex says, I know we will lose. Should I put action on the Patriots? What? Maybe I should do it now. We all know I might put action on New England, man. I might. So I think Cam is too. Yeah. I don't see the Patriots making the playoffs, but I see them. They're getting healthy. Remember, their best player last year was Stephen Gilmore, defensive MVP. He's coming back healthy. He comes back. He adds something to that defense, and Cam and that offense is starting to get going. I think they'll come up short. I think. Okay. Don't want to talk about this, but if they postpone weeks of the NFL schedule, then they're allowed to have 2 more playoff teams. In that case, New England may get in like a 7-9 team, and that would be scary. But do I see them making the playoffs? No. The Texans have won the easiest second half in the NFL yet. Keep losing. Yeah, no. Hey, look, it's a terrible year. Terrible year. The Texans are going to have a very interesting offseason. What I'm going to do actually is I'm toying around with this. Let me bounce this off you guys' head. I'm sorry, I'm ranting, going all over the place. I'm thinking about doing a special Black Monday live stream, 7 p.m. Black Monday, break down all the coaching breakdowns and who I like to go where. What do you guys think? Thought of it today. Pitt over Jacksonville, under. Yeah. The under is 46.5 low, but I was thinking the same thing. I think that Jacksonville will cover. I really do. I think this is a game. I could see Pittsburgh going, you know what? We got Baltimore on Thanksgiving. We're undefeated. Jacksonville's got 1 win. Jacksonville really impressed me against Green Bay. 10's a big number in the NFL, man. Jacksonville needs to lose to protect. This is all. Yeah, okay. In all seriousness, NFL teams do not tank. As much as we like to joke about, as much as we like to think it, NFL teams do not tank. And right now, and I'm going to do a lot of draft stuff, but right now it looks like picks 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all going to be quarterbacks. This could be the very first draft where we see quarterbacks go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I think that's what's going to happen. I really believe that's what's going to happen. In Jacksonville, could they switch with the Jets? Could they go ahead and get their guy at 2? I remember when teams went 1, 2, and 3, the best quarterback was Donovan McNabb, who went 2nd. So if Jacksonville is close, and are they going to get their guy? They're going to get a really good quarterback, and a lot of talk's going to go between who finishes 2, 3, and 4 in the draft. But Tannehill's going 1, but that may not be as universal as people think. Come draft time, we're going to talk a lot about it. But I'm giving you a warning right now. I really think we're going to see quarterbacks go 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the 2021 draft. So yeah. This is another game I might put action on. Cincinnati at Washington. The over-under is 46.5. Cincinnati is a 1-point dog. Here's the thing. I have a huge man crush on Alex Smith. I love Alex Smith. I love Alex Smith. So, because I got such a man crush on him, and because I also like the defensive line of Washington against a weak Cincinnati um, front, I'm wondering if I'm overlooking anything from Cincinnati. I feel like I'm too emotionally invested in this game, but I really like Washington to win this game. I like the matchup, like everything about it. I haven't put money down yet. I had not put money down yet, but I think I'm coming close. So right now, I think this, and if I can get 3.5, this is a bet. This may be a bet, and this may be a bet. I may be putting a lot of action down, but I only have one bet made so far. Denver Gator, bold offseason prediction. Sweeney gets offered head coaching job. Gets offered Jets head coaching job just to make sure they get Trevor, or same deal is offered to the Jags. Okay, I've talked about this before, and I don't think the Jets' job is appealing to Dabo Sweeney. Dabo Sweeney is a really religious guy, living down in the deep South. I think that he would be interested in Jacksonville. I think he would be interested in Atlanta, maybe even Houston. I've never met Dabo Sweeney. I have no idea, but he's been down in South Carolina for a really long time, and he's built up a dynasty. I mean, he's building something really big. He's getting paid, I think, like $10 million a year. I'm not sure. And by the way, you saw the game. That freshman quarterback Clemson's got, he looks like a Heisman candidate. I mean, he looks really good. I don't think taking over the Jets is that appealing. I just don't think it is. Not to Dabo Sweeney. So, and keep in mind, there's also talk that Tannehill may just say, you know what, he'll never say this, but he'll probably have a conversation with somebody he trusts and goes, you know what, I don't want to go to New York. I missed games due to COVID. I could win another national championship and maybe a Heisman, because that Trask kid in Florida took my Heisman. So a lot of offseason stuff here, but I personally think there's a very small chance Dabo Sweeney wants to go to New York. Could he go to Jacksonville? Yes. Would he take the New York job? I don't think that's a good job. Even if you get Tannehill, I don't think that's a good job. So I should put down no. Alex, I'm telling you right now, I don't think so. Don't do it. But if you do, please let me know and I'll pull for you. But I'm telling you right now, I don't think so. So I personally wouldn't be against Sweeney. I could see Sweeney going to Houston. For those of you who don't know, Deshaun Watson played for Dabo Sweeney. Dabo Sweeney is the Clemson Tigers head coach. That is plausible, but that is very plausible. But him going to New York, I don't see. Is Anthony Lynn going to be a head coach once he gets fired? Okay, let's say he gets fired. All right. Would he be hired on as a head coach? I don't know if he has an interest in going to college. But I think that there's going to be a lot of top flight college jobs that are going to be available after this year. He may be interested there. My opinion is he'll go back to being an offensive coordinator somewhere. He's got a really long and very good resume as an offensive coordinator. I think there's going to be several teams that are going to love that Anthony Lynn as an offensive coordinator. I feel bad. Okay. The Arizona Cardinals hired the old Denver Broncos coach, and I'm drawing a blank on his name. He took over as defensive coordinator, and he's going to get another job as an NFL head coach. Same type of situation. He'll probably go to a team that's hiring a brand new, first time ever head coach, and they'll bring in a guy like Anthony Lynn for like a year or two. Same thing the Giants did. They hired a brand new, never been a head coach before. They bring in a brand new guy. Who they bring in as offensive coordinator, Jason Garrett. Plenty of head coaching experience to help. So long answer, coordinator for a year or two, unless he wants to go to college. So yeah, I'm going to talk about that. Matter of fact, let's talk. We're going to talk about right now. Denver Gator says Bengals and the team. That's a hard one to pick. I think the team will win by getting Burrow. Too much low scoring, maybe under. Yeah, it could be a low scoring game. Alex Smith got really hot late. Now, keep in mind, they were down by 3 touchdowns. Vance Joseph, that's it. Yes, thank you. I drew a blank, but yeah. Failed as the head coach, went to Arizona as defensive coordinator, doing a good job. He's going to get another chance. Now, keep in mind, Vance Joseph has a college resume, so he may go in the college ranks. I don't know if Anthony Lynn does or not. So that's an interesting take, though. The under's an interesting. Let's go back here real fast. This is a low number, but yeah, absolutely. I haven't checked the weather, but I do think under is definitely a possibility. I'll be honest, I really like Washington, and Alex hit it up. The main problem with the Bengals is that O-line. Okay, Chase Young is really talented. The one thing about the Washington Redskins, they do have a really good defensive line. Bengals have a really bad offensive line. I might put action. That's a game to put action on. All right. This is what I was talking about. The Jets at the Chargers. The over-under is 46.5. The Chargers are an 8.5-point favorite. I am not betting this, but I like the Chargers. I like the Jets in this one. I have a feeling this is a game the Jets win. Sam Darnold coming back to California. I believe Darnold is the quarterback for the Jets here at this game. This could be the one that the Jets win. By the way, if he does win that game, Anthony Lynn may get fired. I'm not betting this one. I'm not betting on bad teams, but this is a game that if I had to bet this game, I would take the Jets, even though I like the Chargers. I think the Chargers have talent. This would be the game that the Jets would win. This is going to be a great game, by the way. Green Bay at Indianapolis. And I misread this completely because the line opened up around 3. It was at 2.5. I thought it would jump up, but it's actually gone down. Money's going towards Green Bay. I like Green Bay in this game. I want to get between 3 and 3.5. If it jumps up to 3.5, which it's going in the opposite direction here, it's going in the opposite direction. But if it goes up, and I can get 3 or 3.5, because I think Green Bay is going to win this game. So, yeah. Chargers need to win. If the Chargers choke, I will not forgive. I'm sorry. Oh, man. I got some great comments tonight. But I more than likely will not bet this game. But this is a really good game. This is a really good football game. Next, we got Dallas at Minnesota. Over-under is 48.5. Minnesota is a 7-point favorite. Just FYI, Dallas is coming off of a bye, and Mike McCarthy, a lot of experience with dealing with the Vikings, and he does have some experience going against Mike Zimmer. I do like Minnesota to cover, but the proper action here is to take a look at Dalvin Cook prop bets. I took action on Cam Newton over on rushing yards. I don't know what the number is. The way my bookie's been going is that they offer the prop bets day of. Whatever the number is, take a look at it, and take over. I think Dalvin Cook's going to have a monster game. If you do DraftKings or anything like that, Dalvin Cook. Monster game this week. The Vikings are competing for a playoff spot. Dalvin Cook's competing for an MVP. I like Minnesota to cover. I'm not going to bet it. But if you have an opportunity to put action on Dalvin Cook prop bet, this is the week to do it. Do not trust the Chargers. Yeah, this is a bad year, but I'm telling you something, Isaac. They have the blueprint of building a great defense They have Keenan Allen, one of the best receivers in football. They have a Pro Bowl caliber tight end. They have to fix the offensive line. If I'm the Chargers, I would take a long look at with Sal, the tackle out of Oregon. There's a chance that he falls to them, depending on how the draft works. And he's a plug and play guy if they like him that much, and that's debatable. We'll talk about that more when the draft comes around. But the Chargers are in great shape in the future. This is a bad year, man. Hey, listen, if you're gonna bet, bet on Dalvin Cook prop bet, man. I'm trusting that team to beat the Jets. I hope you're right, man. But hey, Alex, I told Dan I'm not talking about. Oh man, okay. I'm sorry. I'm getting on a rant here. Falcons. No joke. Dalvin Cook alone could have over 200. I probably won't do anything prop bet wise, but hey, Denver Gator, if you're thinking about putting action on it, hit me up Sunday, and I'll shoot you a tweet what the numbers are. And my bookie link is also below if you're interested. So some interesting thing think about. Next is the Kansas City Chiefs and the Raiders, and I want to talk about this in a little detail because the line's off. It was 7, then it was 6.5, back at 7, now it's off. And you're gonna say, Dan, why it's off? Okay. The Chiefs, both starting tackles, both the left and the right starting tackle tested COVID positive or whatever the term is, but basically they're not able to practice or be around the team. However, if they test negative, they can play in the game or come back to the team on Friday. That's why the line is off. That's major. Both the left and the right tackle, both veteran tackles. Mitchell Schwartz on the right side has been injured the last couple of years, but when healthy, he's one of the best right tackles in all of football. Eric Fisher on the left side is having a really good year. Really good year. But if both these guys can't play, the line will probably stay off. But this is a major loss. And this is something I always preach. The difference between a casual and a knowledgeable fan, I can sum up in 2 words: offensive line. The casual fan doesn't care about the offensive line. The knowledgeable fan knows how important the offensive line is. If both the left and right tackle can't play against the Raiders, that's a major plus for the Raiders. Could result in a Vegas victory. Andy Reid after a bye is almost gold. If it turns out to be the Chiefs tackles can play, this game will go on. I don't think I'm going to get this number. It'll probably stay at 6.5, 7, but I do think Kansas City wins the game if the tackles play. Now, Dan, if the Raiders get to play the Chiefs without starting tackles, what will happen? Funk, I love my boy Funk, man. Kansas City. That is how to play them. Yeah, play that. You want to play the Kansas City Chiefs when they don't have their starting tackles. You are 100% Alex. You're 100% correct, Alex. Here's the drill. If they play, the line will go back up. It'll probably stay at 7. But if it drops 5.5, I'm putting action on Kansas City. So, interesting thing to watch. I forgot to change this. The Rams at Tampa Bay to over-unders 47.5. I think Tampa Bay jumped up to 4. And here's the deal. If it jumps under the 3, I'm putting money on Tampa Bay, but everybody's seeing the same thing I'm seeing, that this is a game Tampa Bay is going to win. This actually, I'm going to double check real fast here. I'm almost positive this is 4, and I just forgot to update it. Let me double check real fast. Sorry, guys. All right. I'm positive this is 4, and yeah, sorry. All right. 4. Yeah, I thought so. So anyway, error on my part. Yeah, this is a game that I really want to put money on Tampa Bay, but I'm not taking 4. 2.5 and less, I'm taking Tampa Bay. I'm not buying points either. But this is going to be a good game. Rams will lose to Tampa. No, I agree. The offense has been out of sync, and Tampa's defense is good. I think Tampa wins this game pretty easily, though. To tell you the truth, yeah, you're Isaac. You're 100% correct. They really do. I just think that West Coast team traveling to the East Coast for a primetime game, yeah. And Funk, yeah, I know, man. I know. Oh, dude, I want, man. I'm going to have a retro show. I'm a Chiefs fan, and I cannot tell you how good Tim Brown is. If Tim Brown is a 49er playing with Steve Young and Joe Montana, he puts up almost the same exact numbers as Jerry Rice. He is so good. You want to be insulted? Go. I know me and you both know this. Okay. I think they took it down. The NFL Network did, but they released it in I think it was 2012. A top 10. They have the top 10 lists. Top 10 Heisman Trophy winners to play in the NFL. 10 was Cam Newton. 5. This was at the height of Tebow mania. 5 was Tim Tebow. You know who doesn't make the list? Tim Brown. I almost broke my TV. I was that pissed. Yeah, Tim Brown is maybe one. Okay, I'm gonna stop because I'm gonna go on a Tim Brown rant. You're 100%, 1,000% correct. You can't score. That was a weather game. Yeah, that was a weather game, but yeah. I know. We got you. Yeah, true story. Top 10 Heisman Trophy winners. You know I go on my rant, man. You know me too well. All right. Here you go. Here is the bet. Okay, Thursday night football action. Arizona at Seattle. The over-under is 57.5. It is currently 57.5. Started at 57.5. When it jumped up to 58.5, I put action on the under. That is correct. And we need to go back to this rant one of these days. Y'all look, Tim Brown is so good, man. Tim Brown, one of my all-time favorite Raiders. Exactly. I took the under when it was 54. I saw the weather report. Just so you know, it's never cold or wet that affects the score as much as wind. And when I saw it was going to be about 30-mile-an-hour winds at 54, I'm like, hell yeah, I should bet more. Arizona will beat Seattle. I see Arizona's offense being more consistent. I don't know. I'm picking Seattle, and Seattle at home. I think Seattle maybe covers, but here's the drill. It's going to be cold, it's going to be wet, and it's going to be windy. Okay? Not big winds, like 10, 15 miles an hour. It's not going to be like that gust that you're seeing in Cleveland a few days ago, but it's going to be about 40, I think 60% chance of rain. Of course, it's in Seattle. Rain's not a factor. 40 rain, teams can still score. 57.5 is a big number. Okay. Both teams can score 4 touchdowns, and I still cover the under. Okay. Both teams can score 4 touchdowns. These two teams play a lot. I'm fully aware they played in 37-34 a few days ago, but the history between these two teams that they play close games. One's a high scoring game, one's a low scoring game. If you're going to bet on this game, I strongly recommend you take the under. I did. I like the under, even though I think it's going to be a great game. I do think if I had to pick the spread, I would probably take Seattle. I do think Seattle will win. I really do. But Arizona's been playing some lights out football. That by the way, the Next Generation stats said it was like a 17 or 16% chance that that's a touchdown, that touchdown pass at Arizona. Bullshit. There's no way 1 out of 6. That's like 1 out of 100. So anyway, God, another rant here. Isaac Chavez says, I'll take Arizona. They have the momentum, and it's going to be close with a division game. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a close game. I'm thinking something like a 28-24, and I win the under. So we scored a touchdown in the first quarter and a field goal in the third. That weather screwed us. Yeah. Yeah, I should have I should have made a video Monday telling you guys bet this game, and I should have bet more on it. Once I saw the weather report, well, okay, when I broke down the games, I was like 54 between these two. Nick Chubb's coming back. They want to run the ball. They'll be able to put pressure on Deshaun Watson. So this is under. And I was like, let me check the weather report. And I saw 30-mile-an-hour wind and rain. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, this is going to drop like a stone. Wednesday, the YouTube outage happened, but the line was 51. I was going to tell you guys to bet on the game in the YouTube outage. I didn't make the video. Friday came around. It was at 46, and I think it was 44 and a half at kickoff. And I don't know if I would have told you guys to bet 46, to be perfectly honest. But, I mean, I took 54 and collected. And I knew, like, after 5 minutes – I knew after 5 minutes I was going to win that game. That was a great – I should have bet more. Kicking myself for that. So Hopkins made that play. There's a reason he's the best receiver in the league right now. Yeah, Alex, that's it. You know what? You may be right. For my money, I think it's DK Metcalf. What you have to understand something is that, yeah, he made the play, but that throw was an amazing throw. He's running. Okay. He's running towards his left. He's not even set. He's running. He throws on the run like 60 yards in the air. There's Mahomes can do it. Rodgers can do it. Murray did it. Russell Wilson can do it. Josh Allen, maybe? Josh Allen probably throws out of bounds. But I'm sorry. I think I named only wins. That's okay. Hard throw, triple coverage. The two Bills players actually knocked themselves out. Tre'Davious White actually had it played perfectly, and I think it was Moyer or Hoyer, 21, knocks him out of the way. But yeah, Nick, there's 16%. No, there's not 16. There's like 1. Great play. I'm watching a game like I'm actually wanting Buffalo to win. And I'm like, well, yeah, wait a minute. My team lost it. Sorry, man. Yeah, he did. Look, man, best receiver in football is it Hopkins? Is it DK Metcalf? Is it Julio Jones? I'm going to say DK Metcalf, but if you tell me it's Julio Jones or Hopkins, I cannot tell you you're wrong. Arizona's primed for a deep playoff run. I'm not sure. I mean, let me ask you this. I mean, they're one extraordinary play away from being 5-4. Miami beat them. I don't know if they beat Seattle in Seattle and go for the sweep, which kills my Seattle winning the NFC West bet. Then the answer would be no. No, I lose the bet, but the answer to your question here would be yes. If Seattle wins and they're a game up and Arizona has to go on the road a couple times, I don't think so. I don't think so this year, Alex. I think they're a fun team. I think they're an exciting team. I'm not sure that they're much better than a 500 team, even though they are 6-3. Now, keep in mind, let's talk Friday show, and you're gonna be like, Dan, I told you. And I'll be like, man, Alex, you're right. But yeah. You have a great point. I'm not sure the coaching's there yet. I'm not sure the team's ready yet. They have some experience, of course. They got a couple Hall of Famers on that team: Patrick Peterson, Larry Fitzgerald, DeAndre Hopkins, future Hall of Famer, Kyler Murray, great. start of his career. The rest of the team, I really worry about. Isaac, great call, by the way, great call. I think the best receiver in the league is Devontae Adams. Just my opinion. No, you're right. I'm sorry that I'm sorry. No. Okay, Devontae Adams. Is Julio Jones still available on that list? DK Metcalf, DeAndre Hopkins. The answer is yes. It's kind of like, what's favorite? What's the best flavor? What's the best type of pie? All right. These 3 games, I got the open numbers from VegasInsider.com. These lines are off, along with the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, when I do my show Friday, hopefully everybody joins. I will tell you if I'm going to put action on Indiana. I'm really tempted to take this bet, and I'm also going to tell you about if I'm going to take any of these. Hopefully, I win this. And I feel really good about it. Okay, it's cold, it's wet, it's windy, and it's 58.5. That's a big number. 4 touchdowns by both teams, and I still win. Okay? But these games, these are open line numbers. These lines are not available. If these lines do come in, then we'll talk about it quite a bit. But hey, I know it's NFL picks, but I notice you're interested in Ohio State versus Indiana. I'm thinking about it. Yes, Denver Gator, thank you. Yes, I don't know because Indiana has a legitimate top 10 team, but 20.5 is a big number, man. This is the number 9 team in the country that shut out Michigan State. I'm asking a question. Why this line's been steady, and okay, you follow me on Twitter. I've seen Twitter go both ways on this. Should I be putting money on Indiana? I agree. I think Ohio State wins by like 7 or 10. Are they winning by 21? I don't think so. I really don't think so, but you tell me. Carolina beating Detroit. Yeah. I actually really like Carolina to cover 2 in this game. I really like that. And then I literally had the bet placed. I literally had the bet slip placed. Hit the button, and as soon as I hit the button, it said no. It opened as a pick'em. I should have put action on this early. I messed up. I think Miami wins this game. I think Denver's having some problems. So if this game does become available, I am going to put action on Miami in 3. And then Tennessee beating. Wow. Okay, hold on. I'm going to come back to this. Carolina's playing better than they should because of coaching. Denver, Tennessee needs to win. Great calls on all things. There's not action available in this game. I'm kind of surprised it's this high. I know the Ravens are coming off of a loss. I'm not sure why it's at 7 or why it opened at 7. I wouldn't have put it that high, even though it's in Baltimore. If I can get Tennessee in 7, I'm taking it. I actually think Tennessee could actually win this game. I know there's like a revenge factor for last year and everything, but Tennessee matches up really good against Baltimore because Tennessee can run the ball. Derrick Henry's going to have a big game. And even if he doesn't, Tennessee can do enough to keep this game close. 7's a big number in the NFL. If I have the option to take Tennessee in 7, I am going to take it. I am 100% going to take it. All right, so that is it. We are back. Lions are going to win this week 27-20. Funk. Yes. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. Because I think it's a lot of fun. Because here's the deal. Carolina's not going to make the playoffs. They're not interested. But if the Detroit Lions can get to 500 and they're going into Thanksgiving, looking at a wild card. How fun would that be? I'm not even a Lions fan, and I'm sitting here getting giddy about it. I'm pulling for you guys. I'm gonna tell you something. I got a lot of love from Lions fans, so I am pulling for the Lions. But if I was going to bet on this game, I would take Carolina in too. It's in Carolina. All right. Ravens look open. They know how to play them, and that defense will push down the O-line. Look, you're talking about Tennessee's defense will push down on the Ravens, or you flip because Ronnie Stanley being out, the All-Pro left tackle for the Ravens, really hurts this team. And I'm thinking this may be a coming out party for Clowney. I also have a major man crush on Harold Landry. So, yeah. I really like Tennessee in this one. That may be a game I end up putting action on if it becomes available. Let's see here. Keep an eye on the Cincinnati Bearcats College to go over most games. Okay. This is a great point, guys. The Cincinnati Bearcats have a Heisman candidate at quarterback because he plays at a non-Power 5 school. He's not going to win a Heisman, but he's putting up video game type numbers. I think they're putting up like 40, 50 points a game. Just for you, because the line's actually small. I want to say they're only a 6-point favorite this week. I was paying attention to this. Let me look it up real fast for you because I want to say it was 6. It really surprised me, and I wanted to ask. Okay, yes. Okay, the line is they are a 6-point favorite at Central Florida. Over under is 63.5. That is not a big number. Denver Gator, stay in touch with me via Twitter, and we'll talk about this Friday. I might actually put action on that game. Let me know. If it jumps up to like 65, 67, 69, I might pass. If it stays like 64.5 or under, I may take your advice and take the over. Stay in touch with me about this. Please. I mean it. You've been following me on Twitter, so Pete saying I'll catch up with you on this show. Okay, I got one. I got one for Thursday night, Pete. I got the under. I got 58.5. You can get under 57.5. It's going to be cold, wet, windy, and rainy in Seattle. So I got under 57.5. I got 58.5. So that would be it. I'm not an NBA fan, but I love the draft. So I get it. No. I got some Lions fans that are going back and forth too. So and keep in mind, Pete. Hey man, Friday's going to be a great show too. I'm about ready to wrap up here, probably another 2 minutes here. Tennessee's defense will be good against the Ravens. I think the same thing, man. Ronnie Stanley going out really affects things for the Ravens. I like Tennessee in 7, man. I like Tennessee in 7. So it would be great if the Lions wildcard hopes were based on winning on Thanksgiving. Oh, my God. Yes. Oh my God, this is great. I love the trash talk, man. By the way, I there will be a special Thanksgiving show. I think next Wednesday we'll just talk those 3 games, and I'll keep it really short. We'll see what happens. Bearcats need a lot of style. You're right. You're right because okay. I'm not too much of an expert on college football, but for those of you who don't know, Cincinnati Bearcats are undefeated, ranked 7th, and they're trying to win what's called the American Conference. It used to be the old Big East for you old school fans. They need to win the conference, go undefeated, win by a lot of points because they're trying to get into the playoff system. They're trying to get in, but more than likely, the only way that they'll get in is if Notre Dame beats Clemson again, and they may be able to sneak in at that 4th seed, which I'm telling you right now, it's not going to happen. But stay in touch with me because I might put action on the over on that game because you are right. They are going to try to run up the score. I also might just take them. I might take them in 6 points. I'm not a college expert, but yeah. Lions more likely to beat the Texans than Panthers. Yeah. Then you're right. You're right. So yeah, I agree with you. Actually, if I could, if I'll pass on that game, but I would probably take the Panthers in two. I'll be honest with you. Um, I'm going to pull for the Lions, but I would be shocked if they win. I would be really shocked. Um, they'll either blow their chance on Turkey Day or division. Just, I'm telling you something right now. That would be a lot of fun though if Detroit can come into Thanksgiving with a playoff spot on the line. It's just good. It's just good TV, man. It's good TV. Yeah. Hey, you know the team that's cheering for you guys to lose is the Miami Dolphins, who are going to get you have to realize something. The Dolphins got both the Texans' first and second round pick. That right now is a top 5 pick. They already got the quarterback and a lot of pieces in place, so they're going to trade that pick because some team's going to want to use that pick for a quarterback. They're going to trade that for something big. It could be a player. It could be a player. I'm going to throw this out there. When if it's this is awesome. Let me throw this out there. Dolphins trade with New England. It's not as unlikely as you may think. They already traded a wide receiver. It's not as unlikely as you may think. The Patriots may trade with the Dolphins, get into the top 5 and draft their quarterback. They may draft their quarterback. When if it's the kid out of BYU? Here's another thing to think about. When if New England hangs pat and drafts Trask? Anyway, a lot of stuff here. But hey, listen, I'm going to wrap it up. It's been almost 2 hours. You guys have been great. You guys make the show. You guys have been gold on the comments, even though some of you have been bouncing back and forth between the NBA draft. I didn't even know about it. But that's okay because that's the only thing I do is I talk football. It's the only thing I know about. It's the only thing I'm an expert about. Again, this is my bet. Under 58.5 is what I got. You can get under 57.5. So listen, Friday, hopefully we'll celebrate my victory. I'm going to tell you if I'm going to put action on any college football and if I'm going to put action on the NFL show. So, hey, man, listen. And Alex says, this is awesome, man. Jimmy, I look forward to seeing you on Friday. And yeah, I know. Alex hates he hates Bill O'Brien and he hates the Dallas Cowboys. And folks, listen, let's end on this note. Should I take Indiana plus 20.5 at Ohio State? Denver Gator could call in the Cincinnati game. Hey, have a great couple of days. This was a great show. Look forward to seeing everybody on Friday. So hey, have a good Thursday, and I'll see you on Friday.